Year to you.
Same to you. Happy New Year.
All right, so let's begin this. LASRRA, I know you guys have been in view for some time now, but let's rewind a bit and reflect through last year when you assumed the mantle of leadership of that agency. How has it been? So far, so good.
It's been really good. I believe this is my 4th month. LASRRA has been, as you may know, or for people that do not know, LASRRA is a Lagos State Resident Registration Agency and is responsible for registering residents of Lagos. So anybody that lives in Lagos should be registered by LASRRA.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm just curious because for some who are just tuning in, they might be wondering how come an agency is registering those as in Lagos? For what purpose is it used for?
Yes, so people will ask because we also have the name, that's the national ID card,
Mm-hmm.
and national identification number. So that name is very important and it's for everybody. So everybody in the country must be registered on the name database.
Right.
But LASRRA is for Lagos State and it allows Lagos State to capture its own residents and to know who is in Lagos, where they stay, what they do, and it allows us to plan properly. So for instance, by knowing how many children are in a particular location, we know how many schools need to be there.
Right.
We know, for instance, how many elderly people are somewhere. We know, okay, these are the kind of services that we need to provide. Students, things like that. So it's very important for the government to have the LASRRA database in order for us to position ourselves to give Lagos State residents the best services available.
And can it also be used to determine the population that we have in Lagos as well?
Absolutely. So it allows us to know the demographic data, so we know the number of people that are living in Lagos, so the kind of housing people are living in, so we can even provide interventions, things like that. So it just gives government at a glance a lot of in-depth information, in aggregate that we can use to plan and provide services.
All right. So a lot of times we do projections from time to time when we talk about the population of Lagos, and it's hovering between 23 to 25 million. So from LASRRA's perspective, do we know how many people live in Lagos?
So we at LASRRA, we don't have everybody yet in our database, so we cannot tell you. And that's one of the goals, is to have every single person. I mean, of course, we cannot be perfect, but to have at least a very good degree of certainty to know, how many people are there. So that's one of our major goals that we are hoping to achieve very soon.
All right. So let's talk about the database now of LASRRA, because I know this agency started its work of registering residents for about 10 to 11 years now. Is that correct?
Yes, you're correct.
So what's the database? So how many people do you have on your database as we speak right now?
So we have about 6 million people now on a database. And from what you said, there are like 24 million people. People are saying there are between 20 to 24 million people. So we have a ways to go to ensure that we have everybody there.
Right. Okay, then. So who can register? And when we're talking about LASRRA, who qualifies to register to be a resident in Lagos?
That's a very good question. So there are different kinds of people that live in Lagos, because Lagos is a very cosmopolitan city, and there's some people that will say, "Oh, I do not. This does not concern me." Maybe, for instance, somebody just moved in. So if you are in Lagos and you are living in Lagos for more than 3 months, then you need to be on the LASRRA database.
Okay.
Even if you are not a Nigerian citizen, so for instance, somebody, like I said, somebody may be visiting Nigeria from another country as an expatriate or as a worker, and they are not a Nigerian citizen, they also need to be on the LASRRA database. So we need to know, because we capture, citizenship, so we know, for instance, where these people are from, so we know the makeup of our population.
Okay.
Yes, and then there are people that also, they don't even technically live in Lagos. They live in Ogun State. We have people that are living on the outskirts of Lagos,
right?
But they work in Lagos. So they spend most of their time in Lagos. They earn their money in Lagos. They pay taxes in Lagos. They should also be on the LASRRA database. Okay, so when you say on the fringes of Lagos, so which cities are we talking about? People that live in where? Agbado or where? Yes, Agbado, Muwe, those, the fringe towns that are, I want to say, they are parts of Lagos, because people that live there, they interact with Lagos, but they just live in another state. Right. So they also need to be on the LASRRA database. So they are using our facilities in Lagos. They are using our roads. They are using, the the various services. So we need to be able to plan.
All right. So what would you say if Ogun State, makes the claim that you're trying to take over her citizens? Wouldn't that be a justified claim, so to say?
Well, that's a good point. But this is for us to just make sure that we provide good services for Lagos residents. We're not taking over anybody's citizens. We are all partners in progress. We all work together.
All right. Okay. So from what you painted now, if I come to do business in Lagos and that business is likely going to take me like 6 months before I return to my base in Warri or perhaps Enugu, are you saying now that I need to register?
Yes, you need to register.
Yeah, but of what purpose? After 6 months, I'm going to leave. So why would my name be on your register?
So just for us to know that, okay, for instance, you were here, it gives us that information. Because, we all know, for instance, there's data that comes in that says there are people that come into Lagos every day, every hour. We need to just have that information. And the goal is just to be more precise with it. Like I said, we are still building up our database. We don't yet have the numbers. But for us to be able to have this quicker, it's very key. It's critical. And it's not, we're not using this for anything. It's just to know. We're not, for instance, there's not going to be any negative implication on the person, but it's just for us to know, okay, this person lived here, they were here. It's a good data point.
All right. Okay, then. So let's move on to the technicalities now, because I know all of this started from as far back as 2012, 2013, and back then we had something which was called the Lagos registration residence card. I understand it's being migrated now to a new card, and even much more recently we've had a smart card too. So, Bilkiss Adebiyi, talk to us. What are the major differences between the old, the new, and the smart?
Thank you. So we have the initial one, which was the 1.0. That's the one that is an ID card. But as we all know, the world has moved. The world is very, very technical, technology-driven. So LASRRA is now, providing what we call the LAG ID card. So it's an identification card, but it also provides you with other services. So that is LASRRA 2.0.
Okay.
So that card, number one, you have it if you're going anywhere, you're traveling. Instead of carrying your passport, for instance, for a local trip, you can use your LASRRA. Or if somebody wants an identification or to use Lagos State services, we're now asking more for the LASRRA. It also provides you with a wallet. So there is a bank account on your with the LAG ID card. As soon as you have gotten the LAG ID card, you can actually enable the functionality of a bank account. And the really interesting and exciting thing about it is that your LAG ID number is your bank account number. So it's very easy. So with the bank, it's on Go Money. That's the name of the bank. That's by Sterling Bank.
Okay.
So when you have partnerships, we can partner with various other banks. So that's the main bank we are partnering with.
Okay.
You can use your LAG ID as your bank account number. So you don't have to remember so many different numbers. It's just a simple, functionality.
Right.
Also, your LAG ID card can be used on the Blue Line train, on the upcoming Red Line, on the buses, on the ferry. So, for instance, if you want to go on the train, you have to buy a card, carry card.
Right.
You don't have to do that if you have your LAG ID card. You can just use that.
Okay.
And the really good thing is that, recently the governor just had a palliative where he provided people in Lagos with a discount.
Right.
On, so by having a LAG ID card, you can now access some of these things that may be done in future that may be targeted for Lagos residents.
Wow.
So, having that it just gives you that access, so you don't have to worry about it. You already have it and you can access it.
Wow.
You also can use your LAG ID card to access the LASHMA. That's the Lagos State Health Management Scheme, which is also known as the LERA ECO.
Okay.
With that, you can access that, without having to worry. It's a very seamless integration. And then we are also working with other Lagos State agencies and parastatals to provide other integrations on the LAG ID card that you can, without even worrying, automatically access as soon as we roll them out.
Wow. So it's a multi-purpose card, so to say.
Yes, it's a multi-purpose card. that immediately you get it, will open you up to a gateway, provide you a gateway to the Lagos State smart services that are available to Lagos residents.
All right, then we'll talk about the technicalities and, of course, how one can enroll with this card. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. Talk Time is the program, and we are ramping up advocacy on the resident registration in Lagos. And guesting this morning, I have Mrs. Bilkiss Abiola Adebiyi. She's the General Manager of the Lagos State Residents Registration Agency, LASRRA. All right, then let's still see if we can give you some updates that are coming in. We did tell you, if you want to make that journey to the island, you still have access through the Third Mainland Bridge. That's from this end. Talking about the mainland, you still have access through that as well. So take note of that. Underneath the Abule Egba, underneath the Jubilee Bridge, connecting Charity, still looking very, very good to go at the moment with traffic managers on ground doing the needful, trying to ensure that you have it very, very good. Ikorodu Road is still receiving with good vehicular flow at the moment, and we can tell you there's no breakdowns at that location. Right here in Apapa end, we can tell you high influx of trucks and tankers from the MTN inwards Sunrise, linking you with Trinity. We can tell you lots of trucks there. Trinity inwards Coconut is busy. This is due to activities of high capacity trucks as well within that end. Coconut connecting first and second gate is also very busy, proceeding towards the port, but our efforts on to ensure that you have it very, very good navigating through those corridors. Let me see if I can quickly sneak in one from the PWD end. That's on the Lagos Abeokuta Expressway corridor. I still understand that most of the areas there are still very, very cool and calm. It's good vehicular movement from Bolade intersection, proceeding towards Ladikbo, Shogunle, through PWD inwards airport turning and the airport bus stop, all looking good. Most of the areas we're covering on the Lagos Abeokuta Expressway is still very, very good to go. All right, then, so if you want to add your voice to the conversation this morning, feel free. If there are still areas of concern for you, you can bring it on board, and of course, the general manager will respond. I have a call. Hello there, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, what's your name?
Good morning. My name is Andrew.
Okay, Andrew, how are you doing?
Fine, thank God.
All right.
Please, what I want to ask is I did registration myself sometimes ago, about 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
And I happened to observe that it didn't go through. So when the Lagos State Governor, Lagos State Security Trust Fund was done 2022, that was on the 10th of December 2022. I met the former general manager there, the woman, and I told her, she now said I should please do another one. There and then I did it on the spot. And I asked, when will the card be ready? She said at least in about 3 months' time. All things being equal. Till now, the card is not ready. And I was made to know that you use 347-641 hash with the registered number to check the validity. On doing that, last week I called LASRRA too. So they said it's not yet ready. I went to the office, it's not yet ready. It's a year and
a month.
Almost a year and 2 months or 1 month now.
Okay.
It's not yet ready. I don't know why the card is not yet ready. And when I used that short code, it was telling me invalid. I don't know why it should be telling me invalid. It's my registered number.
Okay, let me just find out from you, Andrew. Where did you register?
You said?
Where did you register? At which of their stations?
A hotel.
Okay, you registered with a court at a hotel.
They came, they had a stand while the program was going on. I did it there and then there.
Okay, all right. Just listen on your radio. The general manager will respond to you, okay?
That is one. And two,
right.
I have observed sometimes ago, 2021, 2022, when they were doing these palliatives for COVID and so on, some people wanted to go and they said they should bring their LASRRA and so on. Some were going to the local government, and more of the local government, telling them they'll pay some money before they can get registered. know, is this thing supposed to be free registration or is registration?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Two questions in one for you, Bilkiss Abiola Adebiyi. So he says he registered back then, he never got the card, and in he says recently when they had a stand at the hotel during the Security Trust Fund meeting, he re-registered, upon which he was promised that 3 months after he will get it. That was from 2022 up till date, he hasn't. What could be responsible, madam?
Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew, and I'm very sorry for your experience, and I really do see that you are very, very committed to getting your LASRRA, so we'll definitely work with you. I hope we can get that information.
Right.
What happened was that we had, like I mentioned, the LAG ID card is a smart card, so there's a lot of functionalities that are behind it, and there were a lot of, different players that were involved. So there were some issues with getting, capacity to print our cards because we are printing them locally.
Okay.
But thankfully, we've been able to surmount those issues. So those cards are coming out now faster. So we are getting to catch up with our backlog. But we do still have a considerable backlog. But one of the things I was, wanted to share with our listeners is that we are pushing out about 250,000 cards to the various local governments. Okay. And we are going to be doing a considerable amount every few weeks. Like Mr. Andrew mentioned, there is a short code that you can use. That's a *347 *641#.
Okay, let's take that again. Let's take that again. *347.
Yes, *641#.
Okay.
Using the phone that you registered, the phone number, it will give you immediately your status. So, for instance, if you, like Mr. Andrew said, he had registered a couple of years ago. When he was at the hotel, he had to now update, revalidate. Then if your card is ready, to tell you your card is ready.
Wow.
And if it tells you your card is ready, you can go to the local government of your residence where you live to collect the card. We are rolling out more functionality on our website and on our social media to share some easy ways that you can. And then we're also sending you SMS. So as soon as your card is ready for pickup, you will get an SMS from us. Okay. So we are encouraging people to please come pick up their cards.
All right. We'll talk more about that. But the second question he asked, the people to register.
Before I answer that question, please, can we get Mr. Andrew's phone number?
Yes, we'll get it for you. Yes,
okay,
we'll share with you.
Then the second one is about LASRRA is absolutely free. There is no cost for LASRRA. And we have heard some incidences of people in some stations that are trying to, maybe they may be outside people, not really the LASRRA staff. But if it's LASRRA staff that is collecting money, please report them through our social media channel. We are on Instagram, we are on Twitter. We have a zero tolerance. We do not encourage such.
Okay.
So please report any incidences.
All right. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM 08099120777 and 09153877127. Those are the numbers. If you have any issues with your registration or perhaps picking your card, the general manager is very much with us on the program. So, what is the process for enrollment? Let's even start from there.
Yes, so the process of enrollment is if you have the access to the internet, you can go to the LASRRA website and begin, because we ask you some demographic questions that you can easily do in the comfort of your home or wherever, so that once you've done that and you've picked up, you've completed the questionnaire. So the website is lagosresidence.gov.ng. So you go there, fill out the form. As soon as you've done that, you can go to the nearest LASRRA station. So we have a LASRRA station.
Can I just take this call? Let's take this call.
Oh, okay.
Hello there. Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bagada.
All right, so I have the general manager of LASRRA here. Go ahead.
Yes, very well. I did my recapture at Alausa around October last year, and I haven't gotten any text message or something like that. to come and collect the card.
Okay.
I want to have the short code again to check. And then after that, what do I do? Do I go to LASRRA to check if it is ready, or where do I collect?
Okay, all right. Very good question. Thank you so much. Imanda, just listen to your radio. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. So the short code is star 347 star 641 hash.
Okay.
So one more time, star 347 star 641 hash.
Okay.
So once you've done that, and it tells you, so if for instance it tells you you need to revalidate your registration, so you can come to our office to do that. If it tells you ready for production or card printing, that means it's already been printed. Or we're going to release some videos that will explain the different messages. But if it does not say card ready, you can go on our Instagram or on our Twitter and contact us. Give us your details and we will follow up for you. So you don't have to come to the office and bother yourself. We can do that for you using our social media to check, to help you to expedite printing and make sure your card comes out quickly.
All right. So how many offices do you have in Lagos as we speak today?
So we have 62 offices. So we have in the various local governments. I think there are only about 2 or 3 local government offices that we do not have. And then we also have in some schools. Last week, we just closed a partnership with LASRRA, Lagos State University, and we're going to open a dedicated center in LASRRA. We're also going to do that in all the tertiary institutions in Lagos that are owned by Lagos State government. We'll have LASRRA offices there as well. We also have in Alausa, in the Secretariat in Adeyemi Bero Auditorium, and we also have in the LASRRA head office. Also in Alausa.
All right, then. So let's talk about the process of registration now. So from the comfort of one's home, can one register for LASRRA?
You can begin the registration. So you can do the pre-registration online, which is about 80% of the time that you spend. It takes less than 5 minutes. You can do that easily. Once that is done, you go to the nearest LASRRA station in the local government, and they will just capture your biometrics. So that's your fingerprint. They will take your picture, your signature, and then they will also verify. So you just take some documentation with you. You can take your NIN slip. You can take your driver's license or passport, international passport. So we need a form of identification. We also need a form of residence. So like a utility bill or something that shows where you live. Once you have all those documents, you'll be good to go.
All right, then. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM, 08099120777 and 09153877127. We're ramping up advocacy for residence registration in Lagos, and LASRRA is coming to the rescue this morning. All right, there's a question here. Okay, but let's take this call. Hello there, good morning.
Morning. Yeah, good morning, sir.
All right, good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Samuel.
Samuel, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling right now in Ishaga.
Ishaga. All right, Samuel, what's your question?
Yeah. So, quick one. I want to ask if because I work in Lagos, I work on the island. Then for my house is stationed at what's it called? After Alakole Bridge.
Okay.
The bridge. So I don't know if I'm part of Lagosian because everything I do is Lagos. So I just want to know if I can register for this LASRRA. So I just want to know.
Okay. All right. Though my answer to you is yes, but let her respond to you, okay?
Yes, that's correct. That's a very good question. So if you are doing...
Yeah, listen on your radio. Okay then. So, madam, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. That's a very good question. So if you are working in Lagos, so you've mentioned that you work on the island, and you're spending most of your time in Lagos, so you're using Lagos State resources, we definitely want to know you. So please come to, register on the LASRRA database.
Right. So which of the offices can he come to?
You can go to the nearest one to your office.
Okay. Where he works, right?
where he works, yes.
All right. So you heard that. Please just take full advantage of that. Samuel, please, the answer is an affirmative yes. You should register with LASRRA, and that's because you spend most of your time in Lagos. You make use of the infrastructure right here in Lagos, and Lagos would like to plan for you. Okay? So please go ahead and do that as well. All right? I've not heard any feedback from any lady. What's going on? Where are the women? From your database, do you have more women registering or more men, madam?
Yes, those are good questions. I can actually share some quick information. We have more women than men registered on our database.
You mean it?
Yes, we do. We have more.
I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that narrative very, very soon.
So the women are quietly responding. So that's maybe why they are not
calling on the program. Right. Okay, there's a question here from Oluwatoyin. Oluwatoyin says, are there age brackets to those that can be registered? Oluwatoyin Adebiyi is sending this one in.
Yes, that's a very good question. We register everybody from birth. So as soon as they are born, we want to know about you. Another thing that was not shared is that we also have a card for children. So we provide children with a card, and that is a card that they can use to access just the transportation infrastructure. So they can use it on the train, on the bus, on the ferry, and it's also an ID card. So we know a lot of our children don't have ID cards.
Yes.
Let's say you want to do anything as a student. How can you even show that you are a student? A lot of them don't have that. So the LASRRA provides them with that ID card.
Okay, then, so a family of 5, if we're going to register, are we all going to come there, or is it the mom and dad that can just come and register for everybody? Everybody
has to come because we capture everybody. We want to take your picture, we want to take your biometrics, so everybody has to come. And it's very important to make sure that we don't have wrong information in our database.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM 08099120777 09153877127. All right, you talked earlier on about 250 ready LASRRA cards that are ready for distribution. Let's talk about that.
250,000.
Yes.
250,000.
Right. So, which local government and how can people really plug into this to go and pick it up?
So, so people might be saying, "Oh, I registered before and I've not heard anything." So probably your LASRRA your large ID card is already ready. It's possible. So please, you can just check using the short code. We've been pushing out the cards to the various stations. We have a lot in Ikorodu. We have a lot in Alimosho. So if you are living in Ikorodu or you are living in Alimosho, your card may already be ready. So please check.
All right.
We have started sending out SMS again to remind people. We have also started calling. So we are going to start receiving calls from us over the next few weeks so that people can come and pick up their cards.
Wonderful. One of our very ardent listeners is connecting with us on WhatsApp this morning. He says, "Good morning, Victor. It's a great pleasure to hear our guests this morning. Please, I lost my card. How can I get a replacement? Keep up the good work." This is Oluwaluku sending this one in.
Okay, is that a temporary card or the lag ID card? If it's either of that, you just come to our office and you request for a reissue.
Okay, there's a reissue.
Yes, but for that you will pay. There's a fee for that.
Okay.
1,000 naira.
Right. I'm just wondering as well, considering that these are cards, right? They are printable cards. It means that anything could happen to them. It could get destroyed. It could get defaced. If that happens, what should I do?
Yes. So if anything happens to your physical card, you can request for a reissue, and we can provide it to you.
And how soon will this be?
So for the temporary slip, it's 1,000 naira. You can get it immediately. But for the card, that's a lag ID card, it will take a couple of weeks to do that because we would have to get it sent to be printed.
Okay, so printing will have to be done.
Yes, printing would have to be done for the card because it's a smart card. There are different things that need to be done to the card, but we are working to speed up that process and make it quicker. But I would say easily maybe like in 3 to 4 weeks, but it will be done speed up that very soon.
Let's talk about some of these localities where these 250,000 cards are ready. Which areas in Lagos?
So, like I said, Ikorodu. So, the Bobayeku, Ikorodu local government, Ikorodu North, Ikorodu West local LTD, all of those locations, we have a lot of cards there. We also have in Alimosho, we have several. We have in Ojokoro, we have in Oshodi, we have in Ethiopia, LCDA. So there are a few of them where we have so many cards, thousands and thousands. So people should please check their phones. In the next few days, you'll be getting an SMS from us. Check your, use the interactive feature on the USSD, *347*641# to check. You can also reach out to us on Instagram or Twitter. Just DM us, just to check, and we can check for you. So that we can get you your card as soon as possible.
All right, then. So you talk about expatriates as well. They can register. Those are spending more than 3 months. So far, so good. Have you had some expatriates coming to register as well?
Yes, we have. We have people from different countries coming to register. And guess which country has the most residents?
Talk to me.
The most registrations.
Talk to me. China?
You guess.
China? India?
No, closer.
Okay, I cannot guess again. So give me, which country?
Benin Republic.
Oh, yes. We have, they are our neighboring country, really. So,
yes.
Chances are it's going to be high that will come from there. Let's talk about those that are aged, those that are old, and, people that are registered, some of them are demised. Are there ways LASRRA can also know that some of these people are no longer living, and then we can clean them from the database? Is that possible?
Yeah, right now we are talking to the National Population Commission to have some integration with them. So they are the authority, on providing death notices. So we are working with them.
Okay, so hopefully that will be done. Let's talk about the projection for registration this year, and of course, in terms of fully fulfilling your mandate, what's going to be the outlook in 2024?
So the outlook in 2024 is to get the cards in the hands of the Lagosians and the Lagos residents that need them. So because we see that there are a lot of people that want to key into the Smart Lagos, dream and the Smart Lagos reality. So we want to provide them with that access. So we want to push out our LAG ID cards to those people, to our residents. We also want to ensure that anybody that is using any Lagos State service utilizes the LASRRA Card, because that provides us with easy access. We also want to ensure that we can get as many students as possible into the LAG ID card, into the LASRRA database as well.
All right, then this last question coming in before we wrap up. This one says, good morning, Victor. I'm so glad listening to the woman that you are talking to right now. My name is Susan. If I remarry, perhaps left my former marriage and I'm now in a new marriage with a new name to that, what do I need to do? Do I still need to go to LASRRA? Susan is sending this one in.
You need to change your name. If you've changed your name, then you will need to change your name on the LASRRA database as well.
Okay. So for name change, one should revisit LASRRA.
Yes, please. If you wanted to reflect on your ID card, yes.
All right, then. Let's take this home this beautiful morning. Madam, what's your parting thought? What's your message to Lagosians?
My message to Lagosians is to enjoy your weekend, relax, and take care of yourselves and in 2024.
All right, then. Nice connecting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless.
All right, so we've been ramping up advocacy on residence registration right here in Lagos. And, of course, just before you go, madam, are you there?
I'm here, yes.
All right, so for those who would like to connect with LASRRA, what numbers? Or what's the contact point?
So we are online, so you can come to our website, lagosresidence.gov.ng. You can also call us on our customer help desk, 01 448 3440. That's 01 448 3440. or 014483450.
All right, then.
You can also come on Instagram or Twitter to find us there.
All right.
And Facebook as well.
Okay, then. So it's nice connecting with you. Thank you so much for linking up with us this morning.
Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, then. So we'll be speaking with the General Manager of LASRRA, Mrs. Bilkiss Abiola Adebiyi. And of course, we'll be reflecting on how best you can tap into the benefits of residence registration right here in Lagos. We have to go. The program has been produced by Dayo Anthony. Big ups to her. Our social media team, we do appreciate you. And Basirat Lawal is Director of Public Affairs for the Lagos State Residence Registration Agency. We say big ups to you as well for making this possible. Come on stream. We do appreciate you. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. All right, then. So next Saturday, Talk Time will return. But of course, on Monday through Friday, you can catch up with me on your